first 3 days of training camp practice has been different than it was a year ago, coming off the injury and spent the off season just working on getting your body right?
Yeah, it's been completely different. Last year, I didn't really take any reps until a couple weeks before the year. So just being able to get out there and have my body adapt to playing football has been, it's been the most enjoyable camp that I've been a part of, because I feel good, which makes everything a lot better.
Soreness, maybe more than?
Yeah. Definitely sore whenever you start playing football. We don't wear pads, but we're going full speed and hitting. So, yeah, necks, back, shoulders, everything, pretty sore. Hip.
I was talking this morning about how well you're able to peel off once you get in the backfield and make contact with the quarterback. Is that just, obviously that's what you want to do, but is that pretty easy for you to do, knowing that once you're past your guy then?
Yeah. Once you get into college, you learn that every single time. So you got to stay away from the quarterback, and sometimes it creates bad habits, which is something that over the years I've tried to get a little closer to him and at least think about what I'm gonna do when I get there and maybe reach for the ball or something. But obviously you can't hit him, and he's very important to the team, so you got to stay away.
We talk about how deep the defensive line is pretty much every year, but how would you sort of assess how deep this group is?
Extremely deep. I think 19, we obviously had a lot of stars, and last year we had a great year, but just the depth of starting caliber players is something that I haven't seen yet with this team, and I think our secondary is playing as good as I've seen as well, which is going to make our job much easier.
You mentioned that secondary. What have your impressions been of Charvarius Ward and Will Thomas?
Yeah, him and E-Man are definitely showing up. Just to have two guys like that back there is huge, and then Jimmy's always there, and Huff is starting to come along as a starting player, so it's exciting, especially for us.
You guys had a few interceptions in the first few practices. Has that been sort of articulated by D'Amico Ryans, that the combination of you and Sampson plus these guys playing press coverage ought to lead to more interceptions this season? Is that a goal of his that he's stated?
Yeah, for sure. We're always talking about the ball, and it's definitely on the forefront of our minds always, and it's exciting to see interceptions happen in practice, because that usually translates to the game. So it juices up the whole defense, and it's been a fun 2 days.
Spoke about how he wanted to just pick your brain when you got here. Has he still been chatting with you, and how does it translate to just a few practices?
Yeah, we all talk a lot as a unit, and Chris is getting him right on the scheme and everything, which takes time. It took me some time as a rookie, but he's got all the tools, and he's got a great work ethic, and I think he's going to be just fine.
One of the themes here in camp has been that the organization feels confident handing it over to Trey, because he doesn't have to do it alone. The running game on offense, playmakers on offense, and the defense. How do you see that as far as what you guys have to do to help out Trey in any way you can?
Our mindset is always the same as a defense, but I think he's in probably the best position you could be in as a first-year quarterback with a defense like us, and a good O-line and a bunch of weapons, Ayuk, Debo, and George, and everybody else. So he's got all the help. He just needs to I'm not going to give him advice like I'm the QB coach, but I think if he doesn't make big mistakes, then we're going to be in good shape.
You guys are putting pads on for the first time Monday, so how excited are you for that practice after all these months of not being able to hit somebody and getting to go against Trent, I would imagine?
Like I said, we're hitting out there. Whether we have pads on or not, it's pretty much the same thing, but definitely more power rushes will be used once the pads do come on. I kind of like the days without pads because it forces me to use finesse moves, which sometimes I get away from throughout the season because my power works a lot. So just these 2 days that I've practiced, I've been able to work a lot of edge rushes, and that's something I'd like to improve on this year. So it's good, but yeah, Trent's back, and he's got his 99 now. So, but no, he's really fun to play against, and I'm glad I have him on my team.
Said it might be even more advantageous for you to face the other guys on the line as opposed to Trent because you can try other things.
Yeah, definitely. I talked to him about that. When I came in, just being able to flip sides and get a taste of each guy, because going against Trent is obviously super helpful to me, but there's a lot of things that I won't be able to use against him because he takes those things away. So going against some of the backups who are also good players allow me to bring out all my tools and hone everything in before the year.
You guys have worn those Guardian caps in the past. It's now mandatory around the league. What are your feelings on it, and do you even notice it when you're out there?
I didn't notice it. This is my first time wearing it. I haven't noticed it. But I also haven't felt my head get rattled yet, so maybe it's helping.
Because you weren't rehabbing, were you able to work on anything new, potentially add new moves or anything this offseason?
Just honing everything in. I'm not going to add too many more things. I think even throughout my whole career, I think I have the tools. I just have to perfect everything. Me and my brother had a lot of good work this year, more so than last year for both of us. So just watching him work and hearing what he had to say about just the moves that we learned in college and that we still use now, and seeing the level that he's at, using those moves is kind of reminded me that there's a lot of improvement that I still need to get to.
Watch film together?
Not much film, just working out on the field together and talking it out.
What's your routine like together?
4 days out of the week, it's pretty boring. Wake up, run at 7:30, go eat breakfast, head to the gym. Joey built a gym in Fort Lauderdale, so we have our own spot that we train at, and we lift. Get down around 1, ice tub. I go home. I go to the pool. Go upstairs, read a little bit, take care of my body. The weekdays are pretty much exactly the same. I have my chef come over and make food. And then the weekend this off season was a lot of boating. So Saturdays were our days to have fun.
What's the one aspect of his game that you marvel at?
Just his finesse, the way he wiggles and uses his hands, and how violent he is with his hands, and he's just super technically sound with all the stuff that we learned in college from Coach Jay, and he's really perfected it. He wouldn't say that, but he's definitely the teach tape for the technique that we use.
You brought up college. What's the difference in the defensive line coaches from Larry Johnson and Chris Costera? What's the big difference?
I think Larry was more of a development, like a pass rush development guy, which was super important for me coming from high school where I didn't really know much. And then Chris is more scheme. He takes what you do best, which is what I learned from Coach Jay, and he just puts me in the right positions, the right alignment, the right stance, get off. He emphasizes all the things that you need to emphasize day in and day out to maximize where I'm at. So I got a perfect mix of Coach Jay and then Chris, and I think I honestly hit the lottery on defensive line coaches.
Javon Kinlaw seems a lot slimmer, looks like he's lost weight. Are you kind of seeing that when he's going through individual drills and stuff like that?
Yeah, he looks awesome. I think since he came in, he was laboring a little bit on that knee, so it was kind of a matter of time before he had to get it fixed, and I'm glad that he's feeling the best he's felt, and he's got a good diet going. He's got a good routine, so I'm just excited for him to take some reps. I think tomorrow's his first day. So, yeah, I think the sky's the limit for him.
When you line up, are you usually next to Eric, or are you next to what would be Javon when he comes in?
I think Eric likes the left side, and I played pretty evenly last year, so I'll be moving around a lot, so it won't be set in stone.
Anything to be said about kind of finding a chemistry with Javon? Just, he's been in and out of the lineup because of that. I mean, is that a goal this summer for you?
Yeah, just for him to get reps and work on his skills. I think he hasn't gotten the chance to really work on things with his injury. So for him to be able to get some reps this camp and obviously to be in there with the starters, which he will be, and I'm making it a thing that I'm gonna switch each period, switch sides. So sometimes I get fixated on one side and then I go over to the other side and I feel a little awkward. So I'm making it a thing that I'm switching every period, no matter what, getting equal work. So there's none of that.
Has Coach Sarek given you that freedom? Did he give it to you a long time ago to be able to kind of dictate where you line up?
Not as a rookie. I don't think you get much freedom as a rookie, but my third year last year was without D out there, who he predominantly rushed on the left. I was able to kind of choose where I wanted to be.
Chance to talk to D Ford at all? Like, him getting released the other day, just what his plans are, or you guys are tight?
I haven't talked to him since, but I do need to hit him up. I talked to him, or I saw him in the off-season during OTAs and minicamp. He was out here. But yeah, I do need to hit him up.
Season, you had some reps where you're standing up over the center, running stunts to the outside. It felt like the defensive front was a little bit more creative than it had been in past years. On plays like that, you get a little bit of extra juice knowing that you're going to be going up against somebody on the interior that isn't used to going up against a pass rusher of your caliber.
Yeah, it's definitely a little, you feel a little different because you're out of your comfort zone, but we work it in practice. So it kind of is exciting because you install it early in the week, and D'Amico will be talking about it all week, kind of hyping you up. Like, I'm going to call it, so be ready. And but it's a little nerve-wracking because you don't want to mess up the one opportunity you get it maybe on a one-on-one on a center. So yeah, you're thinking about it for sure, but you're ready for it.
take us through the interception today?
Man, it's got to be instinctual. I think, everybody on the defense has a role, and that was my job on the play. So as long as I can make the play and do my job, I can hopefully be a part of this defense. So
Your speed hasn't changed since you got here, but do you feel faster out there because you're more comfortable in the defense and you can kind of use those instincts to accelerate things?
thank God I've just been working this offseason, just trying to be a little bit more instinctual, a little quicker in the first step. But being more comfortable in the defense just kind of helps. I think everybody gets a little more relaxed when they go into year 2, year 3, and then you can see the vets. Like Fred Warner, he just goes out there and acts like it's nothing. He's just such an incredible guy to learn from. And when you have that kind of poise as a defensive player, you can make a lot of plays. So.
Today, D'Amico said that he challenged you to communicate more, and he said that you've taken up that challenge and done well. What exactly does he mean by that as far as communicating? Is that with other DBs or guys in front of you like Fred?
Well, I think the whole defense has to communicate. I think that's first off, because if we're all on the same page, if we're all wrong, we're all right. And at the end of the day, we just want to be on the same page. And so, I think I'd like to take on a role as being kind of the Fred of the back end. And being able to be vocal. My goal is to be able to let guys like E-Man, guys like Ward, Jimmy as well, just play free. Because when they play free, they play the best game that they can possibly play. So if I can limit those distractions on the field, be able to communicate, even if it's just an extra little, hey, get in the right spot, and they make a play, that's a team win. So.
How much more comfortable would you say you feel in the scheme and sort of what you're asked?
I got a lot to learn. I just want to be a sponge, just absorb everything, and just continue to work each and every day. So.
Seems like you play a lot of different positions as far as safety, the roles at safety. You just mentioned the vets. What did you learn last year from Kwaski Tartt, because he played a lot as well?
Kwaski, he's probably one of the smartest players I've ever been around. I think he's a guy that can go on the field and really just diagnose plays, formations, adjustments, and he can make it look super easy. The disguise that he shows. You can't do those all the time. So it's really a testament to who he is as a person and the way he kind of breaks down the game. If I could be half of what he was, I'd be very happy with that. So.
Even a couple other defenders have been here talking about how they can see Trey Lance's processing go so much faster. What have you seen from him being on the other side?
Man, he's just he's incredible. Being around him, I get to talk to him each day. The intent that he brings into the building, one of the first people in, last people out, the guy that he just works. When you see it on the field, we always chirp at each other when we're walking by because we know what kind of day it is. We want to work, and so the competition on the field is just amazing. He can do anything, any throw that you need to ask from him, he can do it. So testament to who he is as well. So I'm very grateful just to be on the same field as him.
Brandon said that Fred is the most known player on the field. What is it like playing next to him, and do you kind of take some of that energy from Fred when he's out there?
Definitely, because I think he holds me to a higher standard. Like I said, he just goes out there with a big grin on his face. But he's just a competitive player, and that's what you want in everybody on the defense. Even on the sidelines, you want to be competitive. You want to be able to be a teammate on and off the field. So he's going to hold you to that, and so that's what Fred does, and I appreciate that.
Up against Kittle a few times today. So what's it like going against George in these camp practices?
The best tight end in the league. You don't get much better than that. That's really good work for me. For him, I'm just trying to show him a good look too. So I'm just very glad to get those reps, and he's just an incredible player. If I was good at Madden, I would use him, but I don't play Madden. So, but yeah.
Has Drake Jackson leaned on you at all coming into the league and being here?
Yeah, definitely. I saw his pops yesterday at the practice, and it was just cool to see that, because got to see him after all the games at USC, and coming in, we're always kind of like, we got to stick together. USC guys stick together. So, he's not my little brother. He's just equal to me. We're both young in this league, and I got to, bring him along just like he would bring me along too. So he's just a great person, great player as well. We're excited for what he can do on the field.
Were you surprised at all that Jaquaski wasn't brought back, given how much you learned from him and what he can do on the field?
Honestly, I couldn't answer that because that's up. There's a whole business side to it too. That's the upper offices that I can't speak to that. But if we could have him, I would love to have him as well. So.
How has Denard kind of folded in with the starting group? I mean, Can you tell that this is a guy that's been in the league for a while?
Definitely. He's a guy that can do anything. You know, he's a silent person in the meetings. He's a guy that goes out there and works. Like, it's kind of funny because, you know, he just shows up and he just does his job. Like, you don't really have to ask too much of him. He just goes out there and does what he needs to do. And so for us, it's like, it's a really good to have a nickel that can communicate, but when he just knows what to do, and you don't have to even worry about putting him in the right spot. So
That last year with everything on the line against the Rams in that final game of the regular season, he came in for 18 snaps and you didn't hear much from Cooper Kupp. But what was that like? Were you guys confident, expecting that he would just be able to slot in there without skipping a beat?
definitely, I think when he came in for the practices, I still remember him coming in, and I think he practiced like twice that week, or I can't the specifics, but I remember he came in and like he learned the defense overnight, and it was kind of crazy because I was like, how can you do it so quick and just go out on the field? And I was like, that's what the NFL is all about. You know, it's a league that is the highest at the highest, and so watching him come in and just do his job like that, it was pretty incredible, and it didn't go unnoticed in our room. So we definitely praised him for that, for sure.
Speaking of Darquez, there's a lot of guys from the Big Ten on this team. With the recent announcement that USC is going to be moving to the Big Ten, have you and Drake, you guys been engaging in kind of some friendly trash talk, letting them know that the Trojans are coming?
Definitely, especially Bosa. I had to let him know, Buckeyes and all that. I don't really know what the Big Ten like, so, but, hopefully we can win or something. But we'll see how we do when we get over there. So.
Anything else? Thanks, so.
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it, guys.
What's up? I'm good. How y'all doing? What's up? What's up?
6 interceptions for the DBs the first couple days of camp. How's it felt to be out there with your new teammates?
Of course, it feel good to make plays, but like it's training camp. We battling, every day. Everybody gonna have their ups and downs. We've been making plays. Offense been making plays. So I mean, we gonna keep battling every day, trying to get better and better.
The pads don't go on until Monday, but
I can't hear you.
oh, I know that the pads don't go on until Monday, but do you feel the pressure that the D line is bringing? I mean, are you guys benefiting from that?
Yeah, the D line, those boys, like I feel like we got 10 or 12 starters on our D line. Like all of those boys, like they come and pass rush, run, stopping. Like those boys, they some dogs.
E-Man said he's learning a lot from you about being a press corner. Are you more of a vocal leader or lead by example? How you teaching him?
I don't really talk a lot. I lead by example though. Like I just put in the work every day. Try to stay out to practice, get out to practice early, and just try to like just do what I'm paid to do. You know what I mean? And I've been learning from E-Man too. Like he feel like I'm good at press man, and I feel like he one of the best at off man. So we've been kind of like piggybacking off each other, like just learning from each other. It's gonna make both of our games like way better. Like what he great at, he can teach me that, and what I'm great at, I can teach him that. And we just gonna be, we're gonna be versatile.
I'm guessing Jason Verrett's been around the room as well. He's been doing it for a while. Have gotten to discuss film and
JV, like I said, he been I've been a fan of him like way since I was in college. Like I think I wore the number 2 in college because of Jason Verrett. So I've been a fan of his. Like, but he just been dropping knowledge on us. I can't wait till he get healthy and get back out there with us. And I know he still got it in him. Like he been going through adversity like a lot of his career, and he still like love the game. He bring a different mentality to our room. Like I can't wait to get back out there. He a big dog for sure.
What have you seen from the second-year corners from Ambry Thomas and Diamador Lenore?
Demo got some dog in him. Like he got some savage in him. Like he gonna always fight. He gonna always compete. Like compete. That's what I like about Demo. And he got like natural talent, natural ability. Like I was telling him the other day, like I was just watching him do drills, and he got like just natural great movement. Like it's just natural in him. And AT continuing to prove as well. Like he got the length, he got the size. He got the footwork. So I think they getting better and better. They just gotta continue to learn and continue to progress as their career go on.
What have you seen from the draft picks, Tariq and Sam?
Tariq got some he got some savage in him as well. Like Tariq, are you talking about Castro Fields, right? I thought you was talking about the running back, my bad, I'm sorry. But yeah, they young. I feel like they gonna their opportunity gonna come. Like they gotta, like I said about AT and Demo, they just gotta continue to learn and watch the vets and work on their craft every day, and they gonna continue to get better.
We just talked to Talanoa, who seems like a very kind of soft-spoken, very polite guy. What's he like on the field, and are you guys trying to get him to be more talkative?
I think he pretty vocal on the field. Like he a great communicator, in my opinion. Like I don't know what you see, but like he always dancing, bringing the energy, laughing and smiling. So, I mean, I think he the opposite of what you just explained. Like Huff, like he always just bring the energy and the fun. He a fun guy to be around. Like just a pleasure to be around. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he good. He good.
Early impressions of D'Amico Ryans as defense coordinator.
Miko, good energy. Love the game, passionate. Young, great. I think he a great play caller. He love the game, like I said, like we love the game, and you want to play for a guy like that just love the game, and he's serious about his craft. He want to be one of the best, like we do too. So, as a defense, like we looking to be like one of the top units in the NFL for sure.
Anything else? All right, thanks guys.